It has been nearly 2 years since the treasured video by Pyrocynical had been released. The platinum trophy of human achievements that not even Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo could replicate. And Leonardo da Vinci had the ability to give Kira Yoshikage a hand fetish. Those whose naked eyes sat bare to this modern feature-length movie were left with a glowing brain after watching. Viewers who indulged in this masterpiece were left satisfied, to say the least. But years have passed, and the hunger has endured way too long for the sequel of Petscop! Pyrocynical's video left off on the 10th Petscop installment, and since then I've been picked up as an editor by him. And I've been thrown at a basement to edit his videos under terrible conditions, but we don't talk about that. Seriously, it's really bad, just take a good look at me. I'll tell you what though, I did some digging, and you'll never guess what I found. As an editor of Pyrocynical, I of course have access to the confidential, unreleased files of Petscop 2. I have not watched this yet. I'm anticipating what this video is going to be like. I bet it'll just be as long as Avatar. Weirdly enough, it's on a floppy disk drive. I haven't seen one of these in a while. Oh fuck. The next installment, being Petscop 11, is pretty much summed up in a case of, what the fuck is going on? I understand nothing or any of the meaning, but I will try my best, please be nice to me. Petscop 11 was uploaded on the 25th of December, 2017. Truly, a magical Christmas present for the 9-year-olds. So basically a few minutes into episode 11, we are shown a calendar. What could this calendar mean? Usually calendars are known to serve as a way to help us navigate through the days, sometimes with certain tasks assigned to each day. But this calendar, as shown by Zach Hadel, it is different.
We got this green here. Starts off like a checkerboard, then whatever this is, and then weekends. Then it's green every day.
When he says the calendar is green every day, this could be alluding to the morbid reality of drug abuse in the United States, dated around the 1980s when everything was a cyberpunk dystopia. As we all know, drugs are bad, and if you do them, you are the Antichrist and should feel bad. As Killer Mike once said, Reaganomics are bad. Oh good, I guess. It depends if you're a rich boomer or not, I don't know. Moving on, the player moves to a door, asking if he could use the bathroom. But shortly after, a JPEG of the male toilet sign from the local KFC appears for a split second. Blink, and you may miss. Watch closely.
Blunts between us.
Didn't see it? Watch again. That is one thing I would not want to encounter in person. The player that... fuck's sake, I'm just gonna call him Egg. So, Egg progresses and takes a bath. Unfortunately, Egg is a white girl who prefers to bathe in water at 300 degrees Celsius. This results in Egg getting 10th degree burns and dying and being returned to the main menu. Next, a clock appears, with the hands moving fast. This could possibly resemble a time-lapse to show the time that's moving by. The events that are occurring in fast instances. Or more simply, and the most believable reason for this cause would be the stand made in heaven. But it could also resemble the time that I have left in my life. The time I have left to make this video. Man, holy fuck, it's been a good month. Holy fuck, it's terrible. I'm bad at this. Oh, look out, guys! Anarchy!
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Egg goes on to examine a note on the wall. What comes next is a disturbing inscription, one that has haunted many viewers for decades, and more to come.
I come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife.
The history behind this inscription is unknown. Many have speculated it is a draft script for the brand new upcoming Cats movie, starring James Corden of Jax Films, which is another horror in itself, to be discussed about another day. Later, Egg enters a bedroom, where a new character is presented on the foot of the bed. Everything about this character is unknown, but I like to imagine him, or her, as a vessel for my feelings. I'd passionately invest all my philosophical thoughts into this one ambiguous enigma. My deep thoughts and emotions gifted with all my trust. My questions on life, the very fiber of existence. My surroundings, my view on reality, time, and space. Oh, how I... Oh, never mind. This installment of Petscop is short at this time, at an astonishing 7-minute mark. A timestamp dreaded by the commentary community. I mean, come on, you can't even place mid-rolls in it. Is this man crazy? In this episode, Egg caught a rare disease and became a mute. Nothing is said throughout this episode, and it almost feels as if the person really playing in the video isn't Egg. Many have also speculated it could be Judge saying Phantom Egg is seen walking into an alleyway, but a message pops up, stopping Phantom Egg in his tracks. Hi Belle, you're free. Clearly, this is a subtle nod to the fact that Belle Delphine had fallen into the hands of Pyrocynical, used for views and started to sell unlimited supplies of Gamer Gold P. These are words coming out of my mouth. But it seems she had escaped his clutches. As the message continues, it states that she was rescued, most likely by the more better-known YouTuber, Willany.
That's still Hudson.
Look at the balls in her face! The game decides to alert the player that they've been playing Petscop non-stop for
153,822
hours. I stuttered. But if we convert that hour count into years, we get something very eerie. I'm going to use one of the best methods in math to convert these numbers. All those hours roughly equate to around 17.5 years. Personally, I find this very believable that Egg has been playing this for 17 years straight. Now listen here, Vyamin from Moscow. Playing Counter-Strike since release does not count, because you can't play Global Offensive on a ThinkPad school laptop, let alone afford electricity.
Door stuck! Door stuck!
The message continues. I'm calling you Belle because that's who you are. Whoa, it's so deep. We were all a slave to Pyro all along. Dude, it's Mr. Game & Watch. Moving on to Petscop 13. Egg starts a new file back in the basic area from the beginning of this series.
Okay, this is a new file.
Using a technique from earlier, Egg uses a bucket to cop a new pet in his collection. Get it? Cop, pet, Petscop? He copped a pet. Come on, please. I'll give you £10 if you laugh. Ronith is a bird-looking pet, much like a dippy bird, but without the fedora. The description for Ronith follows as reads. Ronith is a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife. That's right, that's why he always looks both ways. He doesn't get into trouble, you won't have to watch him all the time. He's good. I don't know, man, with handwriting like that, I'd say he's not good. Here, Egg goes back to recapture this pet from his last save. Doing so causes this message box to appear. You have seen everything in the game so far, but there will obviously be more. Your controller inputs will be useful, but your feedback will be even more useful. And a little later, you can hear Egg begin to rustle things around. A lot. The game later tells him to leave the PlayStation on, and to leave and clean up his room, assuming he lives in a state the same as Asmongold's room, you know, because he's been playing it for 17 years straight.
That is the fucking battle station right there.
And with that, Petscop 13 concludes. Before we continue, I just want to give my thoughts on the entirety of Petscop and what it means in a greater picture. Please get rid of the poop sock? Wait a minute, I didn't write this. Going into Petscop 14, we are greeted to a bedroom with 2 double beds. This could mean that the man of the house who sleeps in this room with his wife is a cuck. Egg, figuring this out, suddenly triggers the game to black out and a new message appears. This shock and display of violence had shook r/gaming circle jerk into a rabid frenzy. Later in the video, Egg is shown to be rotating CDs inside picture frames.
And we don't really care too much about, so we're gonna press X a bunch of times to get through all the text. And there could be a lot of it, so could be like a book in there, a lot of stuff I don't care about.
It seems he's going through the entirety of Chance the Rapper's discography. He also seems to show a very clear distaste with his monotonous interaction with his album. Oh my god. Isn't that? No. It's Yandi! It's real! It's finally out! Egg retrieves a key from the same room and activates a sequence by performing a weird technique.
Alright, now we're on the scary part.
The Garalina splash screen plays, but it's different, and he is sent back to the main menu. Egg navigates to his save files, only to discover that they're all missing, deleted essentially. Although one file was spared, with the name Strange Situation. The only strange thing that happened was that my dog turned into a snake. Oh, so that's where Yandi went. Moving on to Petscop 17, we are directed to the sound test, a library filled with individual soundbites within the game. Egg scrolls past 84 soundbites to reach a specific one.
Bruh, 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 bruh.
Playing this file enough times triggers what seems to be a hidden developer window, which allows Phantom Egg to enter a level on the 10th gen. 10th generation, assuming that it's a newer build of the game compared to the previous ones. In this room, we are greeted by multiple walk-in pieces from a Toblerone bar. Phantom Egg later triggers a message box, where he is granted to ask a question. I'm a simple man. I see Walter, I upvote.
Fuck yeah!
And that concludes Petscop 17. Moving on to Petscop 19, Phantom Egg is shown to be scrolling through save files with different generations, until he scrolls to a Generation 1 file labeled Sort Test. Fading into the save, we are greeted with a crack addiction version of whatever the fuck this thing is, and there are no animations applying to it at all. He's just T-posing his way through the drafted test level. What could this mean? There's gotta be a deeper meaning to it. Nothing. At least I think nothing. I mean, it's just fucking weird, that's all. Moving on, it's seen that Phantom Egg selected a Generation 2 save and is out of bounds and still T-posing, floating. Like air. Phantom Egg also gained the ability to no-clip through inanimate objects. He then goes on to no-clip out of the west wall into the whiteness. And then it transitions into the backrooms? Oh no. Egg, get out of there. No! Egg! Egg! Moving on to Petscop 20, and 6 episodes later, Egg is still absent. Just like me, the videos are left quiet and dry and lonely. Fuck, please come back, Egg. Ugh. Here we are presented with caskets. These belong to a bundle of dead YouTube channels. One of them is for Rice Gum, another is for Leafy, and the third one is for Fred. The final is for... Oh nah, fuck this, I'm out. Moving on to Petscop 21, the final and the most recent installation to the series, and Egg is still absent. For the entirety of the video, the player just moves around, repeating movements, doing so much yet progressing on nothing at all. What does this closely resemble? That's right, everyone, my work ethic. And so, that concludes Petscop 21. We wait for another Petscop installment, and the mystery continues. I hope I managed to fill as many as the missing holes as possible, and that you guys had enjoyed it along the way. Hey yo, I also want to give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Egg out. My God, that was terrible. That added nothing to the lore at all. This is what you wanted? This is Petscop 2. Well, I've got some news for you, buddy. It's bad. Look, buddy, I ain't judging your tastes, but that was objectively terrible. Anyway, I think I'm done with this hot garbage. If you enjoyed this hot mess, please consider subscribing. Check out my Instagram. I post some interesting things here. And take a hot minute to check out my other stuff. I'm sure you'll be able to tolerate it.